Let's talk about kerosene pickles. Let's talk about Old Man Rimshaw. Let's talk about Barney's sidecar. It's always fun to hang out with y'all. A loaded goat is causing a stir from the panic he is creating. Come on in, take a seat. It's two chairs, no waiting. Sit a spell and tune right in. We are about to start the show. We have a lot to talk about with the folks that we all know. Opie, Andy, and Otis, Barn, and the darlings too. This will be amazing. It's two chairs, no waiting.
Episode number 881, A Medal for Opie. Two Chairs No Waiting is brought to you by our executive producer, Jeff Thu, and High Sheriff of Mayberry, Chris Merrill. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Two Chairs No Waiting. I am the host, Allan Newsome, right here for Two Chairs. It's so good to have you here with me. Tonight, we're going to be talking about A Medal for Opie. Yeah, that episode of the Andy Griffith Show that we all love. We're going to talk about it. We've got trivia to play at the end, brought to you by Paul Mulik, who submitted to the podcast all these questions. So you know they're going to be fun, and we're just going to have a good time tonight. I hope you're going to enjoy it. Again, we're going to be talking about A Medal for Opie, and I know you're going to, you already know the episode, so we usually do this a little different. I usually have some trivia that's from Me TV's trivia. I will have a link in our show notes for their trivia questions related to this episode. So I will encourage you to go over to twocairsnowaiting.com and look for this episode, 881, A Medal for Opie. In the show notes, there will be a link right there to be able to play the Me TV trivia for this episode. Now, you should be very easy after we have gone through all the trivia questions. So definitely keep that in mind. I want to thank also, before we get started, stick around. Don't leave. We have a lot of people drop off after I start. Want to thank our sponsor, Weaver's Department Store. It's a real store. It really is a real store. You can go and check it out at weaversdepartmentstore.com. If you're wanting a bargain, you can go get the 2026 Mayberry wall calendar. I know it's already March, so it's on sale right now for like $10. So get you a copy. While you're there, you might want to check out the Mayberry Sheriff's Office cap. Really cool cap with the Mayberry Sheriff's Office logo. And we just got a brand new version of the Mayberry Patrol Car emblem cap as well. So caps, if you like caps and it's in summer and you want to do it, head over to Weaver's Department Store and check it out. Plus all the other amazing items at Weaver's. Thank you so much for supporting the podcast, and thank you for being here. Again, I'm Allan Newsome. I'm the host of Two Chairs No Waiting. I run imayberry.com. If you've never been there, my wife and I run Weaver's Department Store. So there's a lot of Mayberry stuff that I'm involved in. And one of the other places I also run and I guess do is it's the Mayberry Historical Society. That's right. It's mayberry.info, which is a wiki for the Andy Griffith Show. Now, all the information we're going to be going over today or tonight, whenever you listen to that, can be found there. If you go there and then go to the episode guide and then go to season 2, you can go down to A Medal for Opie, and it will bring you right to everything about this episode. And you can go back and even send in corrections that if I get something wrong. So definitely consider that. So let's get this going. I'll get a little background music playing for us as we go. There we go. A little background music just to make it sound a little better, because I'm going to be doing a lot of talking, because we're going to be talking about the Andy Griffith Show episode, A Medal for Opie. Now, this is, if you're not aware, it originally aired on October the 12th, 1962. Whew, been a while. That was during the second season of the Andy Griffith Show, and it stars, of course, Andy and Ron and Don Knotts. They're all in this episode, so you won't miss out much. Now, like many of the episodes of the series itself, this one mixes a lot of humor with simple but powerful life lessons. In this case, the lessons really center around sportsmanship, disappointment, and learning how to lose gracefully. It's a really great message in this episode of the Andy Griffith Show, A Medal for Opie. So let's walk through the episode and talk about what makes it actually work so well as we go through. The episode opens with them in the courthouse. Andy and Barney are in the courthouse talking up about the upcoming Sheriff's Boys Day that they're going to have, the athletic competition there in Mayberry. And Barney's especially excited because during this event, he's going to get to start the race, right? And as usual, he takes the responsibility extremely seriously and wants everything done by the book. But of course, things don't always go as you'd want with Barney around. Of course, during that, the young, Opie, he hears about the race and everything, and he wants to get a medal. He wants to earn the medal for being the winner of the 50-yard dash. So, and just like that, Opie has got to win. He decides he's got to win this medal because it's just he's got his heart set on it. And for a kid his age, that kind of a medal, it represents everything. You get pride of winning, and you get recognized. You get a medal, the thrill of being the best. Hey, I won. I'm the best. But of course, in Mayberry, it is never that simple, ever. So Opie comes storming in, or he comes into the courthouse along with some other boys that are signing up for the Sheriff's Boys Day. And Opie is wanting to win this, as we said. And Barney, of course, begins to mention, that he had won years ago. He had, I trained and I became he was one big muscle all the way from his head down to his toes. Is what he talks about. And so he offers to train Opie. And, Opie even says, well, you're going to train me, so I'll be one big muscle. And Andy says, well, in your case, we'll try to stop at the neck. And of course, Barney, he doesn't like that. He takes that a little bit personally, but he's excited about being Opie's official trainer. So this is really where it all kicks in. He starts to talk about training Opie, and he goes into exercises he can do. So Barney begins putting Opie through all kinds of series of these exercises and drills designed to make him faster, and he's going to be the fastest runner in Mayberry. At one point, Opie and Barney are outside Andy's house, and Barney is skipping rope to show Barney how to do it. And then Barney, of course, starts doing, my mother, your mother, lives across the lane. And this guy pulls up on the street with Barney's back to the street as Barney's jumping rope. And after Barney stops, he goes, hey, Barney, can you come over this evening? We can play jacks. And he starts laughing and leaves. Anyway, Barney, he trains Opie with running. He gets on the bicycle to teach him to run. And, you see Barney riding the bicycle as Opie runs. And then just a few minutes later, you see Opie run by. And then after several seconds, here comes Barney huffing on the bicycle, trying to catch up with Opie. It's great comedy there because Barney is unable to handle even these easy exercises that Opie is doing at the moment. So they do all kinds of stuff. And this is the scene, I don't know if you remember, when Barney lays down on the ground on Andy's front porch to get Opie to sit on his feet so he could show him how to work his leg muscles. And Andy walks up at just about that time. And Barney says, Andy, sit on my feet there. And so Andy sits down, and, of course, Barney can't even budge Andy. Andy, you want to get up? My legs are hurting. You want to get up? So Andy says, well, here, maybe I should try throwing you. And so, of course, the comedy is great in this because Andy lays on the ground there on the front porch. Barney sits on Andy's feet, and then Andy launches Barney. What I always consider, he probably threw him all the way off the edge of the the porch, because Andy and Opie are both laughing when Barney comes walking back up after he leaves the screen, because you can't even see him as he goes there. Great physical comedy by Barney Don Knotts in this scene. But meanwhile, Opie is really taking this completely seriously. He begins to believe that with Barney's help, he's going to really be able to win this medal. It's just guaranteed. He's going to win because Barney's going to teach him. Well, Andy is a little bit concerned about this. He's worried. He sees Opie becoming really focused on this idea of winning, and which is good, but not just running his best though, but winning, and not having fun, but winning. Winning the medal is his complete goal, to the point where Opie even has a dream sequence about this, where he actually is at Boys Day running the race and winning the medal and getting not just one medal. His whole front of his shirt is covered with medals, to the point where Andy has to pin the shirt, his medal for winning the 50-yard dash on his back. Well, that's obviously all the dream, and Opie is imagining all this stuff, and he wakes up from that dream, and he even gets down and prays and says, Lord, if I could just win this, I promise I'll take the medal off at least every once in a while to be able to take a bath. Because he said Barney had told him he won a medal one time and he didn't ever take it off for almost a whole year. And Opie said, well, what about when you're taking a bath? He said, I figured that out. I didn't take a bath. So Opie had agreed, hey, I'll at least take a bath once in a while if I can win. Well, race day arrives, and all the boys line up eventually for the 100-yard dash after Barney and Andy had given them the directions about Barney's going to shoot the gun, and as soon as the gun goes off, that's when you can run. And Barney over-explains, many times as he does it. And he also, of course, he shoots his gun when he wasn't supposed to. But all the boys get down and they line up and are ready to go. And Barney gets his pistol up. He shoots it. The race begins, and it quickly becomes clear that Opie is not the fastest runner. In fact, Opie finishes last. Not second, not third, last. That's tough. That's really tough. Another boy wins the medal fair and square. He's the one that crosses the finish line first. And Andy sees this as Opie comes in last place. But Opie, instead of congratulating the winners or the winner, he reacts in a lot of disappointment and frustration, and ends up, just starting to walk away. It's really sad because Barney sees him as well. Opie's walking with his head down, walking away from the competition. And Andy comes home, and there's Opie sitting on his couch, pouting, upset, which he lost. I understand him being upset. But basically, Andy begins to try to explain the situation to Opie. He talks to him and tries to help him understand that you don't always win. The boy was simply faster, and he earned the medal. You just don't always win, and what matters is how you behave when you don't win. But Opie, well, he's just really not ready to hear any of that stuff. He actually says, I'm good at losing, or whatever, something along those lines. And Andy's like, no, you're not. You're not. This is a great episode as a lesson between how a father could treat their children to try to help them learn how to handle losing or not coming in first, or, whatever the situation might be. But a great episode. That what matters is not winning, because winning's easy, but losing is hard, and it's how you behave when you lose that you really learn from. And But again, Opie's he's not ready to hear this. He's still upset and he continues to sulk. And it's too bad. So then Barney comes up with the idea. Yeah, that's never a good thing. Barney comes up with the idea. He's been waiting to see whether or not he's going to receive his state-approved raise he's been asking for. He suggests that maybe pretending that the information about the raise came in and he was denied, and that if he just acts really upset like a sore loser, then Opie would see how childish and stuff the behavior is, and he would come to realize, oh yeah, I need to behave better. It's a clever plan, but it was Barney's plan. So it doesn't work out well because Opie had already come in. He came into the courthouse before Barney came back. He left after he came up with that plan. And Opie comes in because Andy had told him, I'm disappointed in you. When he had behaved like he had sitting on the couch in the Taylor home. And Opie comes in and says, Paul, I don't want you to be disappointed in me. It's a great episode. And Andy basically tells him, I love you and I'm proud of you because you're beginning to see a little bit. And Opie says, well, I still don't understand why I should be happy about losing. And Andy said, no, you shouldn't be happy, but you got to learn how to handle losing it. It's a great lesson, a wonderful lesson that you should learn. And basically Andy gives Opie a big hug and the situation is somewhat resolved. Opie's still upset, but Andy tells him how proud of him he is, that he has acted like somebody, that he's a mature human being, or at least getting there, because learning to deal with situations like that helps you become a mature human being. And it's all good at that point. Well, of course, this is when Barney sees through the window Opie's there, and so he's going to come in and give his lesson about, I didn't get my raise and I'm all upset. So Opie starts acting crazy. Not Opie. Barney comes in and starts acting crazy. I can't believe they did it. I can't believe it. His exaggeration and complaining is just amazing. He's throwing things over. He even throws over the coat rack and breaks it. If you look in the scenes, you'll see it's broken after it fell over. Slams the jail cell door. Opie gets up after a few minutes of watching this, or a few seconds of watching this, walks out the door, and Barney says, where are you going? He said, I'm leaving. You're a sight. So then, of course, wow, Barney is so proud because his plan worked. Opie saw it, and he knew that this is definitely how it should go. The boy learned from it, and Andy said, well, Barney, if you was to get rejected, how would you react like that? Oh, no, you're talking to a mature human being. Andy says, well, I'm glad to hear that. And he reaches down in his desk drawer and pulls out a letter that's addressed to Barney Fife, mature human being. They turned down your raise. And then Barney basically proceeds to act exactly like he had pretended, except even more convincingly when Opie was there. And Andy gets up to leave, and Barney says, where are you going? Andy says, I'm leaving. You're a sight. For a mature human being, you're a sight. So that is a great scene there with Barney and Opie and Andy. What a great scene. It ends up, just so you're aware, Barney is trying to, he's complaining because he's needed that raise he didn't have any money left at the end of the week. And he's wanting to take Juanita out on a date. But he can't because he don't have but a few cents in his pocket. And so he's trying to figure out how to get Juanita to go out on a date. So he basically calls her and says, hey, I know, instead of going out on a date, what if I just come over to your house and we get some of those TV dinners and we'll sit and do that. Well, Juanita's not really having it. Well, for some reason, Opie comes walking in and he has like a cash register piggy bank type thing. He comes in and he's putting change in it, money in it. And Barney's watching him do it. And then Barney goes, you can see he's getting the idea. I wonder if Opie will give me some of his money. So he starts talking to Opie about, Opie, sometimes I was just thinking about taking somebody out to the Chinese restaurant out in Mount Pilot. Really, Barney? Hey, and Andy walks in. So Opie says, Pa, Barney just asked me if I wanted to go out to the Chinese restaurant. Wow, that's good. And Barney's like, well, and Andy said, and Opie said, Pa, you want to go with us? Well, yeah, I think I'll even call Aunt Bee and ask her if she wants to come. Barney, that's real big of you. You are a mature human being. Of course, Andy is just playing this along. Barney's getting mad. And that is the conclusion of the episode. That is basically, that's it. That's how it ends. So just as a final thought there, A Medal for Opie is a perfect example of what made the Andy Griffith Show so special. It's funny, thanks largely to Barney. Barney and his overconfidence. And, of course, Don Knotts' physical comedy is great in this episode. The way his behavior, the way he behaves in this episode is absolutely amazing in this. But it's also very meaningful, this episode. The episode tackles lessons every child, and honestly, every adult, has to learn at some point. And wow, I think we could play this episode for a lot of people right now. I do believe. You can't always win, but you can always choose how you respond. That's what the lesson is. Andy's calm parenting style with Opie is genuine. The emotional journey that you take is a lesson that really it feels natural. It doesn't feel preachy. It feels very natural in this episode, like a real situation would happen. And of course, Barney's accidental role, I guess, in teaching the lesson is just pure Andy Griffith Show magic. So amazing. It's a simple story and delivers on one of the clearest messages about character and sportsmanship I think that the series Andy Griffith Show provides. This is a really good one. If you haven't watched it recently, I'm sure all of you that are listening or watching this podcast have, but if you haven't watched it, at least go revisit and just see what you think. All right. So that's a wrap up for the actual rundown of the show, but we have a lot of odd facts known by few. So let's get those going too. Because I think you're going to really enjoy these. Well, there's several in this episode. It's not as many as we've had last week, but still several. In this episode, it marks the only time in an episode in the entire series where Barney fires his pistol twice and misfires. It's kind of, I don't know if that was a misfire, but it's twice. So once is at the very beginning of the episode when he's talking with Andy about being, he's excited about going out to start the race. He shoots it into the ceiling of the courthouse. So that's the first time. You remember that, right? So then later in this episode, when they're at the race and Barney is describing to everybody about how he's going to start the race, he ends up shooting the gun again right in Andy's ear. And Andy keeps holding his ear because he did it, but he did it then too. So now I'm not sure that was actually an accident. I think Barney did that on purpose, but he did shoot it twice when he shouldn't have in this episode. So this is the only episode where this happened, where he shot twice, once into the ceiling, and then of course right there. So that's something to keep in mind. And now, as we said, he shot it into the ceiling. Now the problem with that one is we are at some point, and I'm not sure if we have already learned it at this point in the series or not, but we find out the mayor's office is upstairs. It's upstairs. I know Mayor Stoner definitely mentions it when Jimmy the loaded goat's down there and he's going to blow up, and he knocked the roof off. He said, wait, my office is up there. He says that. So we know the sheriff's office is upstairs. I mean, the mayor's office is upstairs of the courthouse. So, Barney shooting that gun off in the courthouse is not a good thing. So that's another thing to keep in mind. We find out in this episode that Barney was known as Barney the Rabbit, according to him, when he was racing for his track speed. So there's a continuity error that I'm not sure I grabbed screenshots for it, but when they're talking to the boys as they're gathered to give the race, how to start the race, Barney has at the beginning of that, when the boys gather, Barney already has his whistle in his mouth. And when it cuts from seeing the boys right after that, it cuts back to Barney and he's winking at Opie. He doesn't have the whistle. It's not there. And then Opie winks back. And then when you come back to the next shot, he's got the whistle back in his mouth. So that's kind of a continuity thing. Not a big deal at all. Maybe he took it out while he was talking and winked and stuck it back. I mean, there are some moments where he would have had an opportunity to do that, but that's something to watch for, just as a trained noticer, that the whistle seems to be in his mouth and then it's not. So keep watching and see that, okay? So at the very beginning, now I'm not sure this is an error either. There may be more than one Fred in the series, the young boys. But at the beginning, when Opie is signing up for his to be in the 50-yard dash, Fred Stevens is the first boy signs up, and then there's Fred Stevens signs up for it. And then at the end, when they're actually announcing the winners of the race, the winner one of the winners is mentioned is Freddie Pruitt. So I don't know that that's really a continuity error or if it's just another boy named Freddie or Fred. So I'm not sure about that, but it is something to take note of. It's something you might want to consider. Now this is the only episode that I'm aware of the Andy Griffith Show where there's an extended dream sequence, and that was when Opie was getting his, dreaming he's getting his medals, and he's got all the medals on his shirt. That's the only extended dream sequence, unless you want to consider the flashbacks when Andy is talking about Countess Van Telecky with Helen. I don't really count that one because that's not really a dream sequence. That's actually a flashback. This is a dream they're having there. So this is the only time that there's a dream sequence like that. Now, this one is something that was covered on episode number 257 of Two Chairs No Waiting, that podcast you may have heard of. You can go and listen to it. But in that particular episode, what we find out is the boys that are racing, that are gathered around Andy, they are also located in the crowd scenes. And if you want to hear about that, go back and listen to episode number 257 of Two Chairs, because we go into a lot of detail. And Kenneth Junkin, Otis, our Otis tribute artist, he's the one that found that. And I did a little more research and did some screen shots and stuff and kind of figured out which boy was sitting where. But there are definitely several of the boys that are in the race sitting in that crowd while they're also being told by Barney and Andy what the rules are. So go and check that out and listen to that podcast if you were interested in these behind the scenes type things. In the epilogue, Barney tells Sarah to get him 242. Well, that is probably a good trivia thing to remember because that is Juanita's number. Now, we don't know if that is Juanita's number at the diner, which it probably isn't. It's probably the number, maybe it's her real number. I don't know, but Juanita's number, he said, Sarah, get me 242. And he calls Juanita, ask her to go out. It's a Saturday, he mentions. And he asked her to go out for Chinese food. Well, he basically says he can't ask her out because he ain't got any money. So he doesn't say that. He wants to come over and eat TV dinners with her. All right, let's see. What else have I got? A couple of more things. Interesting note here that I never noticed, and maybe some of you did, during that dream sequence with Opie, or I should say before the dream sequence, Opie is in bed. and he's asleep. And if you look at his pajamas, as he, we'll skip, if you look at his pajamas when he gets up, this pajama pattern is the same as the wallpaper pattern in his bedroom. I never noticed that, but sure enough, if you look, the pattern on his pajamas matches the wallpaper really well. So if he stood against the wall, you could only see his head. Pretty cool thing. I never noticed. Somebody else noticed that, but I wanted to mention it. And one other thing, there's an actress in this movie named Joan Carey, or not in the movie, in the show episode. She was a stand-in on the TV show Cheers. Now, I don't know who she is, but she the same actress that was in this movie or in the series, which I don't know. There must have been somebody sitting in the crowd, a child, probably a young girl, I would assume. She was also on Cheers as a stand-in. So just a little tidbit. That is all I have for you, though, for our odd facts known by a few. I hope you enjoyed them. And now it's time for trivia. Yes, trivia by Paul Mulik. Today's topic for our trivia is it's a trap. Of course, when I hear it's a trap, I think of Star Wars. I'm sorry. It's a trap. That's not what this is. This is the Andy Griffith Show. It's a trap. Now, it's perfect score. There's 7 questions. A perfect score is going to be 8 points. So get out your pencil and your piece of paper. I'm looking at our chat rooms now to see if they are ready to go. They are. So if you'd like to be a part of our chat rooms, join us on Monday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern Time at live.twochairsnowaiting.com. And you can be a part. If you subscribe to our YouTube channel, you can also be a part there on our YouTube channel as well. So if you can get to the YouTube channel from twochairsnowaiting.com. It's an easy way to find it. Or if you go and search for my actual name, Allan Newsome, with 2 L's and 2 A's, Allan Newsome, you'll also find the YouTube channel easily. Or 2 Chairs No Waiting will get you there. All those things. I think Mayberry channel actually works too, if you say that. Anyway, go and join us on Monday nights at 8 p.m. because here we go. Question number 1, if everybody is ready. Here we go. According to Barney, what is the most important thing to remember if you're baiting a trap for a tiger? According to Barney, what's the most important thing to remember if you're baiting a trap for a tiger? Oh. All right. So let's see if our chat rooms are getting anything. I do see some people saying something that's similar, but that's not the exact thing. This is, it's a trap is the name of it. So you're seeing the target here. So you're setting a trap for a tiger. Now this is worth 1 point. I'll give you a hint. It's Opie the Birdman. You may have already known that. Here's the answer. The most important thing to remember when baiting your trap for a tiger is don't touch the food with your hands. Now, people in our chat room were saying tweezers, but they're going to use tweezers because they don't want to get man scent on it or something like that. But that's close, and so give yourself at least half a point if you said tweezers. I don't know if Paul's in our chat room tonight, but Paul can be the judge. But yeah, don't touch the food with your hand is the actual thing to remember from Barney. That's really what he wanted you to remember. Don't touch the foods with your hand. All right. Question number 2. This is a fill in the blank question. Fill in the blank. Any female that would bait a trap with blank is a desperate and determined hunter. Okay, let me say it again. Any female that would bait a trap with blank is a desperate, determined hunter. Oh, they're getting it. I see Cody got it in there. Did somebody get it before him? Kentucky Mike got it. I see that. Yeah, they're getting close in some of the other rooms. Okay, here's the hint. It's from Irresistible Andy. The actual answer is any female that would bait a trap with a man's own son is a desperate, determined hunter. So the answer is a man's own son. So good job. Some of you guys got that exactly right. Many people said child or something. How are you doing? Again, our chat room is really good at this. We got some really good trivia folks in here. Rick Roberts got that one right. I see him. He's over in our Facebook channel. Rick Roberts is Barney in the Mayberry Man movie and series. So it's good to see you, Rick. All right, so let's see. Next, number 3. Barney once referred to his mind as a steel trap after he made what decision? Barney once referred to his mind as a steel trap after he made what decision? Can't tell you. There's no hint on this one because it'll give it away. Can't give you a hint. All right. Barney once referred to his mind as a steel trap after he made what decision? I'm not seeing a lot of people jump in other than Cody, who seems to have got it right. The answer is to buy a car. He made a decision to buy a car today, Barn. It was, of course, in Barney's first car. I couldn't give that away. That would definitely make it tough. It'd be pretty easy at that point to have figured out what his mind had been made up for. But that is the answer. So good job to anybody that got that. Good job. Question number 4, again, worth 1 point. I believe the last question is worth 2 points. Okay, so there's 7 questions. Number 4, what building has a trap door that was once opened by Opie? Ooh, that's good. What building has a trap door that was once opened by Opie? Man, these are tough. These are tough. Paul Mulik, all letters go to Paul Mulik about the toughness of the questions. Oh, my goodness. People in our chat room are getting this correct. I'll give Kentucky Mike the nod, I believe, on that one, is getting it first. Cody is also getting these right. And Emmett. Good job, guys. I don't see many other people getting this right. The answer, let me give you the hint first. Okay, so what building has a trap door that was once opened by Opie? The hint is it was from episode Aunt Bee the Crusader. You can pause if you don't hear the answer, but the answer is it was in Mr. Frisbee's hen house. There's a trap door. That's where it was. Mr. Frisbee's hen house. Did you get that? Jan's playing along. That was the first one she had missed. All right, good job. Mrs. Weaver is good at these trivia questions, actually. All right, number 5. Who accused Andy of operating a small town speed trap? Who accused Andy of operating a small town speed trap? Oh, these are tough. I think these are pretty tough questions. I'm impressed that people are getting this correct. Okay, I see the answers coming in. I see one for sure. All right. That's a good, there's a good another guess I see here. All right, so let me give you the hint. The hint is from Andy and the Woman Speeder. It's Andy and the Woman Speeder, so that'll narrow it down. But I do see a good, I have to hit Paul up about that. The answer is not Mr. Jackson, but that is a pretty good guess. Okay, so the answer we're looking for is Andy. Who accused Andy of operating a small town speed trap? The one we're looking for is Elizabeth Crowley. Elizabeth Crowley. That was her. Good job. I see Cody got it. So that was the answer we're looking for, not Mr. Jackson. I guess he did kind of feel like it was maybe a speed trap. Of course, Danny Thomas, I guess, well, his wasn't a speed trap. He ran a stop sign, didn't he? Okay, number 6. Paul will be able to clarify on this, not me. I am not an expert. I read the questions. Okay, number 6. Got 2 questions here. All right. Where did Barney once set up a camera trap? Oh, this one you got. This one, I know you got this one. Where did Barney once set up a camera trap? People in the chat room, I know will get this. How are you getting it? Rick Roberts. He got these. He got Elizabeth Crowley. Good job, Rick. I see him over there in our chat room on Facebook. So thank you. All right. So, okay. This one, I'm not going to give you a lot of time. Where did Barney set up a camera trap? I can't give you a hint because it'll give it away. because the answer, he set it up over at Wally's filling station. There is your criminal. It's from the Great Filling Station Great Filling Station Robbery, not Barney. Barney, you take a good picture. Me, I never do. That's a great one. I love that scene. Oh my gosh, it's so funny. I can just see it in my head when he lays that on the table, and Barney and Gomer both just turn their head and look at him. Oh my gosh, how awesome this show is. All right, for 2 points. Our final question, worth 2 points. Name 2 Mayberryites who are known to have gotten their hands caught in mousetraps. I know one, or off the top of my head. All right, for 2 points, you got to name each one. Name 2 Mayberryites who are known to have gotten their hands caught in mousetraps. Oh, this is a good one. I know one. I don't think I know the other one. Let's see. I don't remember that. Okay. All right, so I'll give you the hints. One hint is stranger in town, and the other hint is bargain day. Bargain day. Okay, I can't tell. It looks like some folks in the chat room. Oh, my goodness. Vicky got it over there. Let's see. Kentucky Mike and Cody. Cody, you guys are kind of tying over there. Yep. And Rick Roberts got one of them. That's the one I got. I don't get the other one. Okay, let me give you the answers. Name the 2 Mayberryites, the people who live in Mayberry, who are known to have gotten their hands caught in a mousetrap. The first one was Barney in Stranger in Town, where he went over and stuck his hand in the key slots at the hotel, trying to see what the stranger, Ed Sawyer, was doing. Just every once in a while I come over and stick my hand in there, and he stuck. You could have Barney got it done twice, so you should get 2 Barneys and because he stuck his other hand. He ended up on both hands, remember? Oh, and our other one, which I don't remember. I don't remember this. I'm going to have to pay attention. It was in the episode Bargain Day, and Gomer got his hand caught. Jan got it? All right, good job. Jan did really good on this trivia. I wouldn't have gotten that one, so there you go. Gomer. Gomer was the other one. So folks in our chat room, tell me when that was. That is awesome. Tell your pa he got a nibble. Oh my goodness, guys, those were good. That was fun. Whether we got them right or not, I think that's pretty fun. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you very much to our trivia expert, Mr. Paul Mulik. Now, if you don't know, Paul won the Mayberry Days trivia several years ago, back in the 90s, actually, is when he won. Paul, I'm not giving away your age or anything. He's my age, I think. But back in the 90s, he won. So our saying Jan should get, she should get it because she's, yeah, you should have gotten it because you got in the freezer tag, the order. Oh, that's where it was. Down in when he was fixing Aunt Bee's freezer. He got his hand snapped by. Thank you. I did not remember that. So yeah, the freezer tag, they pulled it out of there. So there you go, guys. So hope you enjoyed that. I know I did. Again, if you'd like to play more trivia, there's going to be a link in our show notes, either on YouTube, if you look at the YouTube video, or if you go over to twochairsnowaiting.com and look at this episode for the MeTV daily trivia that they do, the one I've done here on the podcast so many times. I have a link to it there. It's daily Andy Griffith Show quiz, a medal for Opie, and a link to it will be in our show notes, so you can go and play it as well and see how you did. Folks, I hope you have enjoyed this as much as I have. It's been a lot of fun. Thanks for being here. I want to thank all the folks who
Let's talk about
they play our music, but also want to thank all of our Patreon members and YouTube members. Thank them for supporting the podcast. Thank you for supporting the podcast as well. If you've donated in any way, like Chris Smerrill, who's our high sheriff, thank him. You guys it means so much to me that you care enough to do that. I'll invite you to come and join either Patreon or our YouTube channel, because you would be the ones that would like this, because you'll be able to see some behind the scenes things here at the courthouse. So, or at the headquarters, not courthouse. I guess it's the barbershop. I'm talking past the music here at our house. So you can join up and you'll be able to see some of the things and some of the collection I have as well. So we'd love to have you either as a patron or as a YouTube member. Both are basically the same. You get the same perks for either one. So I'd love to have you. Right now, we're just really... I've been putting out a lot of videos. I've done like 8 videos recently of stuff going on here at headquarters. Anyway, we would love to have you. You can give me a call if you'd just like to tell me stuff. That'd be great too. At 256-513-9526, or email me at floyd@imayberry.com. Thanks again for all you guys do, and we'll see you next time right here on Two Chairs.